Guys, Good Old Boy 32 here, check it out. So, yeah, man, if you guys have followed the channel, you've seen me put this guy together. This is a rifle build affectionately called Cujo. And the reason it's called Cujo, well, one of the viewers said, hey, name that thing Cujo. And I was like, okay, I'm going to name it Cujo. Well, anyway, this is a really cool little battle rifle scenario that I put up. One of the best things about building AR-15s is you get to set them up any way you want. And that's just the beauty of it. This guy right here, it's got the Holosun, the Daniel Defense, and most importantly, if not last, this guy right here. This is the Zenit Code Perst 4 out of Russia from KB32 Tactical. Now, I tell you what, it got me. All right, so anyway, I've used this guy on this rifle on several occasions. You've seen multiple videos of me taking it out and shooting it with the visible laser. Hold on, there it is right there. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take it out and we're going to use it shooting with some nods. Oh yeah, PVS 14s from a friend of mine who, well, let's just say he wants to remain anonymous. But his initials are affectionately called MB. All right, well, anyway, let's go over some real quick things about this guy. When you do receive it, you're going to get it in this guy right here. This is really cool, spun aluminum. I believe it's aluminum. You got a couple bags. We got some other bags. Yeah, instructions. Now, the cool thing about these instructions is that, well, they're Russian. And they do include a lot of different things that they have. So we're just going to go ahead and put that away. But I really thought it was cool that it came in this really neat deal. And I wonder if it's beer can. Leave it up to me to think of that one. But anyway, moving forward, I want to talk about the details on this guy. All right, so the Perst 4, Zenit Code Perst, put that away. It made it out of CNC aluminum. It does have an infrared laser as well as a visible green laser. Now, the important thing about this specific laser is that, and I'm just going to say it like this, it's brighter than anything you're going to buy on this market. The milliwatts are incredible. They're not your typical 5 milliwatts. We'll just leave it at that. In addition to that, you also have an IR laser, and I believe that it is equal to or exceeds the PEG-15, and I'm talking about the military style PEG-15. Some of the features on this thing, you do have windage and elevation knobs are right here. These are cabled together, not necessarily tethered to the unit, but what you would want to do is just go ahead and do these individually. Your elevation is right there, and they're done in metric, not and they're not mils. I mean, I don't know what the hell it's called. Milliliter. How do you say it in Russian? Val, help me out. Anyway, so your windage and elevation are right there. They are noted on the little turns on the turret caps right there. It is attached to the upper rail, side rail, whatever you want, through a screw. Now, my only suggestion would be change this out, and I say this to all the manufacturers, please change that out to a torque head, and I guess you probably could. As a matter of fact, I might just do that in the next upcoming weeks, but you can see where I've caused a little bit of damage to the screw head right there. Now, if I was using the proper flathead screwdrivers, all you mechanics out there are going to give me hell about that. This probably wouldn't happen. All right, so the controls right here. You have your on and off switch right there, as well as you have a rheostat buttons, high and low. And that's one of the cool things about this guy. You can raise and lower the volume or the brightness of that green laser. And I'm only anticipating that you could do the same thing with the infrared, because I'm going to be looking through a set of nods for the first time this evening. Now, it is powered by a CR123 battery, and it's right here. It's one of the reasons why I set this back from the front sight post, but so that I can get the battery in and out without having to worry about it. On top, you have a functions button. This is set on green laser. This is to lock out both the red laser or green laser and the infrared, and then that's to switch it over to infrared. The system as a whole is very compact, and I absolutely love it. And we'll do a side-by-side comparison here in a few seconds with the PEG-15. All right, so what I want to show you guys right now is a comparison with PEG-15. As you can see, the Perst 4 Zenit Code is just a little bit smaller, but also it does not have the illuminator on it. This is a full-blown Mark 18 right here that is absolutely beautiful, equipped with the SOCOM can on it. And I tell you what, man, is you don't get a whole lot better than that. But I guess that's where we're trying to get on this thing right here. But I'm really disappointed at MB. Magpool, really? Okay. Anyway, but that's a comparison. We will be doing a nighttime infrared comparison between the two. I am willing to bet that the infrared laser and the visible laser on the first floor is going to smoke that PEC 15. Anyway, getting a little on the dark side. What we're doing is we're just waiting for it to get dark, and then we're going to be hitting some steel at 300 yards. Here we go. Stand by. Now, moving back, we do have a QD attachment right here for the cable. All you got to do is press that in just like so. And the cool thing, let me make sure that that's actually connected, and it's not. There's a dot in there that tells you where you're supposed to connect it to. And let me do that real quickly, because one of the things that I like about the switch tape is that it's CNC'd aluminum as well, with a rheostat on top of it, so you can adjust the brightness of your laser up here. You do have an on and off switch, so you don't have any accidental discharges, which is really nice, and it's held on by 2 flathead screws and a rubberized tape switch. Let's go ahead and put that back on here real quick. All you got to do is you feel it, it snaps in there, boom. Oh, I got to turn it on. It's not working, and there you go. Now, I don't have to illustrate to you how bright this thing is because I've done it in past videos, but we're going to go ahead. I'm going to manually or re-verify to 0 here in a minute. We're going to use old Sean Ryan's 36-yard 0. I'm going to be shooting 55 grain, 5.56 through this thing this evening, and we should have a whole lot of fun. Other than that, that's it. But the tape switch is something that I really enjoy, and that rheostat button where you can raise and lower the brightness of that laser is outstanding. So, other than just looking phenomenal, the operation of the laser is impeccable. Peck, get it? Peck. So, one of the things also that I would like to mention, it is not waterproof, and that would probably be the only downfall. But I know a couple people who over in the sandbox right now who have these strapped up, and they've gotten wet and they don't have any problem. And I'll just leave it at that. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and wait till it gets dark out here, and we're going to knock it out. Should be a fun review. We're going to set some steel out and just have a good old time. MB and I, we're good friends. I can't wait to test out his nods and do a side-by-side comparison of the PEC 15 with this thing. All right, here we go. Let's wait till it gets dark. Here we go. Be right back. All right, so here we are, guys. We're out here on the night, and we've got a sky that's, the moon is about 75% out. And the first one we're gonna do is this is the PEC 15 now. This has the, what do you call it, safety screw in it that keeps it from, being too bright. But anyway, so we'll go ahead, we're gonna illuminate it with the infrared. Shoot that down, point it down at the 25 yard, if you don't mind. All right, there's the 25 yard. And you can see the shadow from the moon right there. It's absolutely incredible. There is our beautiful skyline. All right, so we're gonna take it on out to, that's 100. There's the 200. Keep going, 300. Go to your left a little bit. All right, so it's pretty much disappeared at like a 600 yard. Okay, so now let's do the visible laser. Go ahead and point that out. This is red, which is kind of fun. Now go through the illumination settings, the rheostat on the side, turn it up and down. There it goes, it's on flash mode.
Do we have a constant on?
There's a constant on, just press it and release. Okay, turn it all the way down. That's to the left. Now turn it all the way to the right. And that's high. Okay, so you guys can actually see the beam through there, and I'm sure the PEC 15 would do a pretty decent job at that. And all right, so what we want to do, that's the 100, and that's 50, bring it out to the 100, take it to the left a little bit. All right, up the hill, keep going, keep going, keep going, and that's the 1,000, and that's way up in the, go ahead and point it up the sky, let's see what it can do. I know, really. Okay, so let's do this, let's go ahead, I'm going to take the nods away. And we will go ahead and switch it to visible.